Hello and welcome back. Now on this brief video, I want to walk you through a very important process that I'd like you to undertake next, and that is to just get some expert advice and an opinion on where your credit standing is at the moment and how what I would call fundable you are in the event that you need to raise capital or cash flow funding for your business. So this is part of the MOB 21-step system. So I've just put some information down here that I'm going to read along to. So MOB business funding and credit evaluation homework. So expert advice on actually how to fund your business if required. So our funding expert advisor John or somebody from his team will be in contact with you after you complete the steps down below. So I want you to read through this carefully and or obviously listen to this video carefully. Now, for your peace of mind, this is not an application for credit or a guarantee of a finance offer or anything like that. Now, as an entrepreneur and a new business owner, it's important that you know your credit standing and financial position should your business need capital or cash flow funding. One of the key factors in growing your business will be your ability as the owner to meet the demands and the opportunities that may arise that your business may ask of you. So you need to see yourself and the business as two completely separate legal entities. So the business is something that exists outside of you personally and that is there to serve the attainment of your higher goals and objectives, but only if it's properly funded, growing, and profitable. And I want you to think about that. Some of the best ideas and best laid plans in life and business have fallen by the wayside because the business owner, the visionary, that entrepreneur could not access funding or raise credit to either start the business or fund its growth or pursue new opportunities when they were presented. We want to ensure you have absolutely everything that you need to succeed in your MOB business, and having funding if required will allow you to make an educated decision at various times to ensure your business can operate effectively and properly funded. And as I like to say, as a business owner and an entrepreneur, you're better off to be in a position where you have funding and not need it than need funding and then have to race around and try and put that in place, because the funding arrangement and ordeal that you get at that point in time may not be suitable. So you're better off having it and not needing it than needing it and not having it. So just remember that. So what I'd like you to do at this point is just follow along with these simple instructions to follow. So step one, you're going to obtain your current credit score. And it's important that you know that anyway, what your credit standing is. Now, note, this is a soft touch and will not negatively affect your credit standing. You've got two options to do that here on this web page. You can go to sproutyourscore.com and request your credit report. And there's a couple of contact details here by phone and email should you need support. Or alternatively, you can go to creditchecktotal.com and do the same thing. Just request and download your credit report. Now, I think both of these sites are going to require you to do this by at least providing your credit card details. However, they shouldn't be charged. And it's important that once we've gone through this process, that sometime within the next 5 to 7 days, you go back and actually cancel out the account that we've created to allow you to do this process. So that's cancel out the account at creditchecktotal.com. Now, step two here, after you get your credit report, then you simply need to go to this website for pre-approval. So you can see the pre-approval link here. It's https://apply.sproutfin.com/mode JH. Now, this MOB-JH, this means that this is a unique link for me. And that's so this company can track the applications and report on them in privacy to me, so I know exactly where you're at in the process. So I've just made a note of that there for you. Once you've actually gone to this website and entered in your details and uploaded your credit report, the pre-approval process will be underway. So you'll receive correspondence from them shortly, and usually normally within normal business hours, regarding the status of your application. Now, this would normally look something like this. You're probably going to get, and hopefully, a response that says approved as is, which essentially means it's approved as is, subject to providing them, with the normal documentation for any finance application. You should have a funding in place, soon. Anytime soon, pretty quickly. But people often ask me, well, how long is it going to take? And it really depends on how quickly that you can, meet with the expert advisor here and get them everything that they need to move this through to some type of formal approval. You could get a response that says something like approved subject to conditions, and then the conditions may be laid out there, and that's where you'd be working with your expert advisor to meet those conditions. And then in the unlikelihood, or do you get a response that says declined, it would list out probably the reasons behind the decline, which is okay, because at least that then gives us something to work with. Comes back to the better off your current credit standing and get yourself in a position either now or in the future to be fundable. All right, because if your business demands off you capital or working capital, then you want to be in a position to be able to provide it with what it needs. So once we know the status of the pre-approval and or decline, we can then move forward with a strategy to get final approval, etc. So you have the necessary funding in place should you need it. So step 3, reply back to me, James Hercott, once you've sent the information to them, so I know to follow up with them also, because I just want to make sure that I'm in the loop. I know exactly where you're at, because that will affect the timing of certain things that we do on the back end of the process, based on where you're at in the steps, whether we proceed with working through the silver and or gold masterclass or into the 30-day traffic program, whether you're being assigned to a traffic coach at that point in time. So there's a number of factors that funding has an impact on. So it's important that I know where you're at in that stage of the process. So send me a quick message back on Skype, just advising that your funding and or credit evaluation process is underway. So pretty straightforward. Now, I've provided the Sprout Financial contact details here for information only. Our relationship manager is John here. His details are here, his direct phone number and email. And what I would ask of you is please be respectful. If he's reached out to you and asked him to contact you, then fantastic, do that. If not, just go through the normal course in terms of contacting customer support if you have any direct inquiries. We want to be respectful of this relationship. We don't want to abuse his time or authority there. Now, what happens in the event where you may have a less than desirable credit score and some work needs to be done? So what I've done here is I've said if your average credit score is less than 600, then contact one of the 2 companies referred to below to assist you in developing a strategy to get your credit standing and funding options back on track. So that's an important part of the process also. This is not something that you want to ignore. So if you go, if through this process we find out that your credit standing needs improvement, then we don't want to do nothing. We want to actually take action on that to again make sure that you get yourself in a position where you've improved your credit standing, you're fundable, So if your business demands of you capital and or some working capital cash flow, then you're in a position to provide it with what it needs. Okay, so I hope you all take action on this immediately and give me that update in Skype to let me know that you've done that. Okay, bye for now.